Hi guys, happy Saturday to you. This is your verse of the day. I'm going to be reading from 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and from verse 12. And it says this: Now if Christ is preached that he has been raised from the dead, how do some among you say that there is no resurrection from the dead? But if there is no resurrection from the dead, then Christ is not risen. And if Christ is not risen, then our preaching is empty, and your faith is also empty. Yes, we are found false witnesses of God, because we have testified of God that he raised up Christ, whom he did not raise up, if in fact the dead do not rise. For if the dead do not rise, then Christ is not risen. And if Christ is not risen, your faith is futile. So quite a powerful passage talking about where they were wrestling and struggling with the resurrection of Christ and arguing it. But Paul is saying, well, if you're going to preach that Jesus is raised from the dead, then we aren't here. We're not saved. We're false witnesses. We're fake. It's fake. The power of God is not real. It's not true. And I was thinking about how do we put that in the context today? Because obviously, if we're followers of Christ, we've confessed with our mouths that Jesus is Lord, and we believe that God raised him from the dead, that we are saved. So, but what about if we just lower certain things in our faith? We start to say, actually, the cross is powerful and all, but for me, it doesn't work. Or like Jesus raising from the dead is great, but actually for me, I struggle with living in the resurrected life rather than walking in the works of the flesh. We need to be really careful, like Paul is stating here, that we don't become a people that lower the work of God and the work of what Jesus did. The death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus is wrapped up in why we are able to say that we're Christians today, and we operate and move in the power of the Holy Spirit. So I want to encourage you that the work is done. The cross is finished. The resurrection is defeated death for us. Sin has been conquered through the work of the cross. So we need to be careful not to downplay anything that Jesus has done. We need to walk in the victory of the work of the cross, and we need to know that it's for us and it's for everyone that wants it. That we can't just say, oh, only bits work for me, because then we're starting to become false witnesses. We're starting to become false teachers. Because even though we might be saying for some people that it's for you, if we're saying it's not for us, then it's a false gospel, because it's for everyone. And the power and the resurrection and the work of Christ is for everyone. And it is for you too. God bless. Go walk in that power.